Podcast listeners, this is for you. Welcome to No Dunks, presented by FanDuel. This is The Drop. I'm Tess Mellis, here in the Classic Factory. Alongside me, it's the man in the middle, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey, yo. And the man who is always making the magic happen, it's JD.
Hello.
What's up, JD?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Before we get to everything, you didn't go down to that Atlanta Hawks game, did you?
I didn't go down to that Atlanta Hawks game, and I was regretting it, Tass Mellis, because that looked like an awesome game.
Yeah.
Anytime the Knicks are in town, you're guaranteed to get a good environment, because it's going to be a heavy Knicks crowd. You know, It's going to be 50-50. It just makes it exciting, because every basket feels like the most important basket of the game. Came down to an incredible fourth quarter. And, yeah, we're going to be breaking it down. But, look, there's another one tomorrow.
Yes, there
Perhaps
is.
I will attend with my eyeballs.
We'll get to some good news about injuries here in the playoffs. We'll get to a new coach in Milwaukee. But let's get to those three games, and we'll start with that one in Atlanta, where Atlanta has taken the lead 2-1. Where do you want to start with this one, Trey? Because the fourth quarter, oh, gosh, darn it, was fantastic. CJ McCollum ending it. I thought the start was great, but where do you want to go with as the Hawks take a 2-1 lead?
We're starting with Mo Gay, Tass. I'm just kidding. We're starting in the fourth quarter because that was pretty impressive by the Hawks. They got up big in this game. They got up nearly 20 in the first half. Knicks claw their way back in the third quarter, but the Hawks stretched it out, had a 10-point lead in the fourth, and they blew it. Knicks did take the lead. It felt like they were making every three-pointer they could possibly throw up. You know, Towns drives to the hole, goes up for a dunk, it gets blocked, somehow ends up in OG Anunoby's hands in the corner, knocks down the three. I hate when that happens. You would rather give up the dunk. You're like, wait a second, a three-pointer? So, yeah, could have been easy for the Hawks to be like, man, we played great. Unfortunately, we missed an opportunity here. But the resilience was pretty impressive. To get CJ McCollum the ball with 12 seconds left, gets to a nice right-handed dribble pull-up, gets his body into Deuce McBride, rises over the top of him, knocks it down. Skeet said it in one of our group chats last night, Tess. This is a game the Hawks don't always win. It's easy to get up big, but when you blow the lead, how do you respond? The Hawks responded like they were the better, more poised team last night.
I hate to get in the weeds of every single play, but do the Hawks make a mistake putting Deuce McBride on CJ McCollum? I know he was playing well enough.
He was playing well.
Yeah, I thought body-wise, when you shoved Cat to the bench, you essentially had OG on Onyeka Okongwu instead. Josh Hart was taking Jalen Johnson, who is very good at guarding. I just thought it was a little odd to have Deuce out there.
Who would have you had, though?
Instead of OG guarding Onyeka, I'd rather have an OG on McCollum.
Yeah.
If you throw Cat out there,
enough.
just lengthwise. But
they were in switch mode, right?
Yeah.
Like they subbed out Brunson and Towns after the timeout. They brought in Bridges for a little bit of a cameo there in the second half, brought in Shamet as well to go along with Deuce and OG and Hart. So they had their best defenders out there. They had a switchable lineup, but I thought it was just a good play call from Quinn Snyder to get CJ isolated with Deuce McBride because, you know, I watched the game last night, rewatched the highlights this morning, and was instantly, in the first quarter, you see CJ McCollum hit a jumper over Deuce McBride and gives him the too small. And then, you know, fast forward 2.5 hours later, and he's hitting the jumper over Deuce McBride. So you're maybe right, but I mean, I did think Deuce was playing pretty well.
Yeah, he was. He was, for sure.
And unfortunately for the Knicks, Josh Hart just can't guard everybody. You know, like he did a great job, like you're saying, on Jalen Johnson. He was the best defender on CJ McCollum, I thought, kind of took him out of the game in the third quarter. But when it came down to it, they needed Hart on Jalen, and that leaves Deuce as the guy to guard CJ McCollum, and it just wasn't enough size. Like you're saying, CJ just shot it over the top. I thought the coaching difference in this game was so apparent on those last two plays. Hawks run a perfect play to get CJ isolated against a defender who he likes the matchup with. Meanwhile, the Knicks barely get the ball in. Feels like a bit of a scramble. Somehow it gets to Jalen Brunson, and he has to attack against Onyeka Okongwu, a bigger guy. I mean, Brunson can hit those kind of shots, but great help from Kuminga to be all over him, and the Knicks end up not even getting a shot off. It kind of just shows you the two ways that both teams were approaching. Quinn Snyder had a plan, and Mike Brown's plan was, Brunson, can you save us? And he couldn't.
Yeah, Jonathan Kuminga, you threw him in there. He was so big this whole game from the get-go. As soon as he stepped on the floor, he was key. I know you're joking there with Mo Gay, but I think the bench for the Hawks,
he was good.
Really, really good. The fans were there for both sides, as you said, but they got there on time. At 7 o'clock start, I was a little worried about Hawks fans just because they bumped it up a little bit. Hawks fans tend to get in there a little late, but they were ready to go, as was the bench in that first quarter. They hit 4 threes off the bench in just the first quarter. The entire team hit 6 threes, and 5 of them were from up top. You usually think, okay, a lot are coming from the corner. That did not happen. CJ McCollum, Jalen Johnson hit from up top. Then here comes a Gabe Vincent 3. Here comes a Mo Gay 3 and a Kuminga 3 from up top. So great start, and they held on to that double-digit lead. Where the Knicks tend to get down big. They come back from them quite often. They've come back from 18-point digit deficits in the last couple playoffs and won multiple games. So you thought this was a possibility, but I thought Jonathan Kuminga all the way down to the end was really, really important. Pick up that guy's team option for next season right now, Atlanta, so you don't have to sign him to a big deal. But the energy he had going into the fourth quarter, he had a great offensive board. He was just a perfect bench player. It was literally 5 minutes left. Jalen Johnson running a pick and roll with Jonathan Kuminga, and that guy finishing. And then Jalen Johnson hit 2 big buckets in the last 2 minutes of this game.
Yeah, he did.
To give the Hawks that juice. It seemed like it was dead when you got OG Anunoby hitting from the corner, but Jalen Johnson, 2 big buckets the last 2 minutes, and it wasn't a force. First one with 2 minutes left, it was a swing. All right, defense is moving all over the place. I can get to the rim. And then the next one with a minute left, it was stopped by Karl-Anthony Towns. It was blocked by Karl-Anthony Towns on a drive, but he stayed with it to put it back. So the Hawks just coming through for an entire game. While the Knicks, they didn't get it started, and I was surprised to see the Hawks be able to hold them off just enough.
Even though the makeup of the audience was probably like 50-50, Knicks and Hawks, it definitely felt like a home court advantage game for Atlanta.
No doubt.
Played the fastest pace they've played the entire series through 3 games so far. That tilts in the Hawks' direction for sure. That's part of the reason they were able to build their big lead. It makes their bench guys look a little bit better as well. The role guys were pretty solid. Like Kuminga was an incredible player. He's a perfect fit with this version of the Hawks, so I'm with you. Pick up his option. Look into a contract. I mean, he's still young enough that he's looking better in this situation than he did with Golden State, because they can live with his mistakes, because it's like, if he's going to give you 20 plus points and also like give a great effort guarding Towns. Like, I thought he kind of took Towns out of the game in the fourth quarter. Worth keeping him around, but like Dyson Daniels hit a 3-pointer. Mo Gay did hit a 3-pointer. Gabe Vincent hit a 3-pointer. These are just like tiny little contributions that the Hawks need to pull out a win against the Knicks. And then you throw in Jalen Johnson had his best game. I didn't think he was super effective the entire night, but he was productive, and the battle with him and Hart is fun to watch, because it looks like you look at them standing next to each other and you're like, Jalen Johnson, just put your head down and get to the rim every single time. But Hart's a strong dude. He's got the leverage factor going against Johnson as well. But like you said, Johnson came through with a couple of huge baskets before CJ had the biggest basket of the game.
Yeah, CJ was so good in this game. You do have to give lots of credit to Dyson Daniels and the job he did on Jalen Brunson, throwing him out there and stopping him many times out there, just making it pretty annoying. But you look at Dyson Daniels' offense, and the guy's still going to miss those layups that we expected him to be able to hit. Okay, he's going to hit layups and not hit threes. Yesterday was a little reversal. I mean, he didn't hit a lot of threes, obviously, but he splashed one and he missed some, but he did enough of the rebounding, the assisting, just to see the contribution for one guy, as you said, look down the roster to get all these guys. And it's hard not to think of the Indiana Pacers from last year, and if the Hawks are emulating that to some degree. But those plays were just so key. We were surprised that Jonathan Kuminga, I mean, I was, to see this contribution from him in this type of role. Last year, if you flash back to the Golden State Warriors run in the playoffs, when they had injuries, Kuminga was coming off the bench and scoring. But he wasn't doing a ton otherwise. And in this case, I think the energy level was just different. Last year, it was a Jonathan Kuminga isolated ball here, but this was way different. Being able to do it within the offense, it's just a different Jonathan Kuminga. So I wonder what they do with that contract. But anyways, that's for another day. Ansi Saleh played that well. See ya, Kristaps. Here comes Jonathan Kuminga, and they may sign him to a cheap enough deal where it is going to be tradable because he is super young. But
you think Ansi is going to win GM of the year?
Yeah, I do.
Or exec of the year? Because it's pretty funny, because like Hawks widely praised for all their moves during the offseason, bringing in Porzingis, right? Like to be a big part of this team. How can he pair with Trae Young? And then they traded both of those guys and got two players in McCollum and Kuminga who have helped them win two of these playoff games against the Knicks. You throw in the Pelicans trade and the fact that the Hawks could easily end up with the number 1 pick. I think Ansi's going to get some votes for sure.
Yeah, I made my picks, and Ansi Saleh literally was my exec of the year. I'm trying to look at the name of the actual selections, the whole award system that I made. I can't find it. Either way, my pick was Ansi Saleh for what he did for bringing these guys together. The CJ McCollum factor. I mean, we sort of kind of threw that away in that Washington Wizards deal where Trae Young went to Washington and just kind of thought, okay, he's coming along to be a very good player, also help in the locker room. But nobody expected this. No one. No. Nobody. For this guy to take on the number 1 role, to be this good. So we got a 2-1 series here, Trey. It's a little mind-boggling, just the way it's all shaken down, especially with CJ McCollum taking the place of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, in my opinion, as the lead guard, because Nickeil Alexander-Walker, we expect him to be good. Yeah, he was struggling. He didn't hit a shot in the first half of this game. I thought Mikal Bridges, who we'll get to as a bad sign for the New York Knicks in this game, kind of left him in the corner in the third quarter, and that's when Nickeil Alexander-Walker finally hit his first shot, and then he got it going because of that. But good for him to keep it going. Good for Jalen Johnson again to keep it going. Like you said, those guys, not incredible from the get-go in every single possession, but they kept it going. So good for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to get there in the end, to do enough even with alongside CJ McCollum as the number 1 guy.
Yeah. Do you agree with this from the stream team? JJ Lynch says, this feels more about the Knicks not playing very well. They did not play very well. And I actually don't think the Knicks have had a good start to finish game yet in these 3 games with Atlanta.
Yeah. Is that question about just the Knicks in general, about the series in general, or about
I think more, probably specifically last night.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of true. Like the first quarter, I don't think anybody scored outside of Brunson and OG. Maybe somebody got a bucket there in the last couple of minutes, but at least through the first 10, it was just those 2 guys were the only ones to do it. Obviously, Mikal Bridges got benched for Deuce McBride in the second half of this game. He got a couple of minutes here and there. He was on the court for that last possession.
He was,
when CJ hit it. Josh Hart didn't have a good offensive game. I thought he was pretty solid on the boards, pretty good defensively. But right now, it feels like, can Brunson win these games for the Knicks? And he hasn't been able to the last 2.
Yeah, and I didn't even really realize Karl-Anthony Towns was on the floor for his first run at the beginning of this game. So, yes, they did not show up every single possession. No, there's no chance. I think the Mikal Bridges factor, where he was just completely bad on both ends. He wasn't good enough on the defensive end to make up for those games where he's not going to be contributing offensively. I mean, they pulled him early in the second half when he left Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the quarter. Get off the floor. He had the ball sort of in the mid-range, and it was poked from behind in the fourth quarter without Brunson or Cat on the floor. He needed to be more of that guy, and the mind just wasn't there, and it's never been, to be a number 1 guy in those situations. But that was made up for by OG, because he was so good. I thought,
oh my goodness, yeah.
I thought OG's career highlight reel could have been made in this game. It was so good. That corner 3, as you said, with 3:30 left, put that on the reel, and then another 3 a minute later. He was so good. He was just perfect. If you even got a 50% Bridges, maybe you win this game. But it was astonishing to see OG doing that. Well, yeah, Bridges just was not the guy. And I don't know if you still feel like OG Anunoby's going to hit a game winner here and win hold on, your pick was that he's going to win the conference MVP, right?
Is that what I said?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like something I would say.
He's going to win conference finals
OG
MVP.
fan for sure, yeah.
Yeah. He was amazing, though.
Yeah, he was really good, and he was... you could say he was the Knicks' best player last night. I mean, Brunson was up there too, but 29 in the end for OG, hitting the glass as well, making plays on the defensive end. This guy's just an awesome player. To me, the Knicks look their best when he's playing well. even though last night he was playing well and they didn't look their best in any way, shape, or form, I didn't think. Also weird that, like, Mike Brown will go any minutes in the fourth quarter with no Towns or Brunson out there. Yeah. That's just odd.
Mm-hmm. It is odd. It's a weird thing, and I thought that that would never happen in a fourth quarter. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, just to get back to him, was benefited by the fact that they pulled this one out, because you could look at different plays where the Knicks came back, that 12-2 run to end the first half, and say Nickeil Alexander-Walker kind of had some brain farts there defensively even. He left McBride open for the three when the Knicks started to make that run, and then Deuce got hot and hit another one before the half. So if they were able to pull this one out, I think you could say, well, Nickeil Alexander-Walker wasn't incredible offensively, but he wasn't incredible defensively. He started to get going in that third quarter. One of those threes that he hit was a banker that he definitely did not mean to do, but Bridges left him, as I said, and that helped him out. So they get it done. Trey, how are we feeling about this series in general? And will you be there on Saturday night for Game 4? That's a nice 6 o'clock start.
Yeah, 6 o'clock start. That's an odd one. Yeah. 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Yeah, I'm in between going and not. You know, it's a real toss-up between going and not. I thought the way that this series was going to go was Hawks pull off a crazy comeback in Game 2. The Knicks probably should have won that game. They could easily be up 3-0 right now. So I thought Game 3 going to be a blowout for the Knicks. We bounce back. We look great. That was not the case at all. So maybe that happens in Game 4. I'm still waiting for like a top-notch Knicks game that has to be there. But you're right. Like, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is due to have a good game.
That's true.
He struggled through a couple of 3 games here. He's like 31% from the field, is knocking down threes, but everything else is a bit of an issue. He's not their number one perimeter defender right now. He's due. I think Jalen Johnson, great game last night, all things considered. He can still be better. So the Hawks, I do believe, can get to another level.
Yeah.
It just feels like their baseline is better right now than the Knicks' baseline is. I picked Knicks in 7. That still seems realistic to me, but definitely all of the advantages for the Hawks that we talked about coming into this series have played out in the last couple of games. Their same sizeness is helpful for them being able to defend. They're able to force some turnovers. They're getting good performances from the bench. Like Mitchell Robinson didn't do much last night. Gay was playable last night, so things flipped towards the Hawks from a depth standpoint. I mean, this feels like a toss-up series right now for sure.
Totally. If we look back and we see the Hawks win this series, the Knicks may have waited too long to have their best game of the series. It feels like they will have a better game than what they've done, but I think the Hawks are getting better as the games go on as well. Mm-hmm. And Jalen Johnson clearly getting better as the games go on. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, as we said, could also get better as the games go on. Now, the Knicks are, as I said earlier, a team that comes back from leads. I didn't have the exact stat, but it said it during the broadcast that they've come back from the most 18-point deficits in the last 2 years in the playoffs of any team. I know it's pretty specific. It's 18 points, but that's what they do. They do that in the playoffs. They do that in the regular season. Yeah. Cat is a guy who chills in the first half to bring it on in the second half, and it's sort of emblematic of the entire team. So we shall see if they could be a little bit better, but it may be too late. And I think your Knicks in 7 pick is... it's looking good in a way, in that this series can last 7 games, and the Knicks can win it at home. It's only 2-1, so the Hawks have definitely not won this series. But here's another weirdo stat: it's the team that wins that Game 3 when a series is 1-1 wins 3/4 of the series, 75% of the series. It's 74, but whatever. I'm rounding up to 75. Is it a round up? Just go from 74 to 75? It is here. It is right now. So that's a great sign for the Hawks. Again, they could be getting better, just getting the momentum. So the Knicks, obviously, it feels like they kind of have to steal Game 4.
Absolutely.
Have to win Game 4. It'd be tough to, even though they're going home for Games 5 and 7, it would be tough to come back from 3-1 no matter what.
You going to Game 4? You're probably in between going and not. Right
I'm probably in between going. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning more no than you are. It feels like got some plans for Saturday night that aren't the game. So
exciting!
All right, so
somebody's seeing Super Mario Galaxy.
I saw it already, Trey.
Yeah, me too.
Not going back. Not going back for number 2.
Once is enough. A guy that was in attendance last night, I was surprised. Chris Paul sitting courtside with Grant Hill.
He was beside Grant Hill? Yeah. I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. It was like maybe it was the fourth quarter that I saw it, but they cut to Grant Hill after some good Hawks plays. He's a partial owner of the team, and they didn't focus on Chris Paul at all. He's just sitting there backwards hat. I was like, wait a second. I had to rewind. That was Chris Paul?
Weird.
Don't know. Just a fan of the game, I guess.
Just a fan of the game. Yeah. From my random notes from this game, it was incredible to hear everybody in the crowd that were Knicks fans yell "Deuce," and you could hear it on the broadcast. Yeah. We talked earlier in the playoffs about the best fan chants, and we talked about a Struce or a Bruce, and to hear a Deuce in a road arena was pretty wild to me. Definitely.
Kind of makes me regret the names we chose for our daughters because there's no double O sound in either of them, man. Just a major misfire on our part to not potentially have them locked in as a name that's fun to say. Bruce, Struce, Deuce, Luke. Like that was the Bulls, Luke Longley back in the day. Anything with a double ooh sound, it's beautiful.
That's
very fun to yell. It's not the same. Isla.
That's what you were thinking. I wish I'd named my daughter something I could.
I'm gonna go get my vasectomy reversed so I can name a kid Bruce.
If it's a girl, what would you name her?
There's not a lot.
No.
There's not a lot of double sounds.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Okay.
That's
two syllable, good stuff. Okay. That's it for my random notes.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So let's get to that second game of the three. And it was a bit of a surprise to go with this one because it was the dud of all three. But this is the series where we're seeing a real potential for an upset, and not a ton of people, all of us, did not pick the Minnesota Timberwolves to upset the Denver Nuggets. And here they are, up 2-1. Trey went home and took care of business in this one.
This was a pretty impressive win from the Minnesota Timberwolves. The first half, in fact, I thought was maybe the best half that the Timberwolves have played all season long. They have been a team that has been so up and down, playing to the level of their competition, and maybe that should have been a clue for us. They're only playing good teams in the playoffs, and they're only having to focus on the Denver Nuggets. In this one, they were locked in. They were playing for each other. I had to agree with Dwayne Wade when he said the selflessness, I should say, from the Timberwolves was inspiring. I'm like, yeah, man, they all are doing exactly what they need to do, and a little bit more. Like, Rudy Gobert is guarding Nikola Jokic as good as anybody can possibly guard him, and he's throwing no-look passes, and he's hitting lefty hook shots, Dante DiVincenzo, he's hitting three-pointers. He's also diving on the floor. He's also blocking shots. He's doing a whole bunch out there. And then Jaden McDaniels, he trash-talked every Denver Nugget, said none of them are good defenders. And then he completely backed it up with his play on the court, scoring, and then being awesome on the defensive end as well. I love that sequence where he blocks Christian Braun at the rim. You can see Braun upset that they didn't call a goaltend. Definitely not a goaltend. Great block by McDaniels.
Oh, definitely not a goaltend?
I think definitely not a goaltend.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Okay, probably not a goaltend.
I wanted David Adelman to go take a tech for that one because they're down 20. Just
take a
go
tech
yell.
on me, sure.
Just go yell.
Yeah, maybe it would have been a good time to get him fired up.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, goaltend not called.
Yeah.
Play continues. McDaniels gets the ball in the mid-post, bodies, shoots over the top.
That was nice.
A lot of eyes on Jaden McDaniels heading into the game because of what he said after game 2, and he walked the walk after talking the talk.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear Kevin Harlan, the play-by-play man, come into this Amazon broadcast, say, Minnesota, Denver, the most talked about first-round series in the NBA. And yeah, it was, in part because of Jaden McDaniels. Talking about the defenders on Denver who simply did not perform overall. And obviously the story, as they also led into this broadcast, was Aaron Gordon not playing.
Shocker. Yeah. Not good.
Did not, kind of came out of nowhere. The announcement at 4 p.m. Apparently that he's sitting out with a calf injury in this one. And that was a factor. So watching the game, I expect here comes some Cam Johnson, some Christian Braun, and Spencer Jones, who filled in for Aaron Gordon, and they just didn't provide enough offensively to help out Nikola Jokic, who had a bad game, and Jamal Murray, who had a bad game. They just didn't have enough. And the benches were sort of a wash until Ayo Dosunmu kicked ass. Ayo Dosunmu, the best player from either bench in this game. So I know the story is Rudy shutting down Jokic, and people getting at me saying, you don't give Rudy enough love for taking down Jokic. I did find it hilarious. There's a fourth quarter board graphic that came up. Rudy Gobert as the primary defender on Jokic in this game. The stat was Jokic is 4 for 8 against Rudy Gobert as primary defender. I was like, okay, 4 of 8. That's all right. I mean, he's 50% as the primary defender.
I mean, when you shoot 65%, is it good to fall to 50%?
Yeah. I mean, yes, I hear what you're saying. Obviously, Rudy doing a good job. Everybody doing a good job. I thought that they were throwing a couple bodies at him. Jokic isn't right. There's something. I mean, he's either off. Whether it was the Aaron Gordon announcement where he just wasn't good, throwing the ball away, missing threes. I don't think that has to do with anyone specifically, but the bodies that, along with Rudy, were very, very important. Like you said, the guy's doing these Euros and throwing no-look passes where he starts running back. The no-look pass, the bucket hasn't gone in. He's still running back. That's all good, man. I feel so good. He's even throwing behind-the-back passes on the perimeter, which is what he did in Game 1. That was a big turnover late.
Bad one, yeah.
Yeah, a bad one. But the Nuggets, since that Game 1 comeback, have not looked good at all. And they didn't get enough from Jamal Murray.
They had a 20-point lead in the first quarter of Game 2, and they should have won Game 2, but Jokic came up short, quite honestly, and Jamal Murray came up short in Game 2 as well, and then Jokic followed that up by playing his worst playoff game. You know, he missed a ton of shots. He had more turnovers than assists. I think a large part of the credit goes to Rudy Gobert, but I'm with you. I think a lot of it is Jokic as well. He's shooting 40% from the field through 3 games. He's missing floaters. There are times when he has opportunities to make shots that he can make, and he's just off. Shooting 21% from 3. His three-pointer has been rough since basically February, but if his floater touch is disappearing, that's tough because the defense is definitely a problem. The Timberwolves are like, if he's the center, go shoot a layup every single time.
They're going at him.
Because he doesn't want to foul, and he's not really going to block the shot. So he's got to be better. And the biggest part of Gobert is that, it's awesome when he's able to block Jokic's shot. That's super impressive. But more impressive is that he is doing this all 1-versus-1. So the rest of the Timberwolves can stay home, which takes away the playmaking that Jokic wants to do in the first part. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe it's just Jokic going out and trying to score 50.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's just 1-versus-1. I think that there's a half guy who's coming, and I'm just trying to figure out why Jokic can't hit a thing. And
Rudy's got the clamps on him, man. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
It's a huge ask for Jokic to be the number 1 guy out there.
Yeah.
Period. Especially considering the lack of any athleticism and any other shot creation outside of Murray. So they're mostly guarding him 1-on-1. And that means that Murray has less of an opportunity. I mean, I do think part of it is Jokic is just off right now, but I would give like 75% of the credit to Gobert.
Sure. I think a lot of it is definitely something going on with the Nuggets, whether it's Jokic not really believing that this team can win without a healthy Aaron Gordon in part. When Aaron Gordon was down this season, they had a replacement for him in Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson ain't even there. And Peyton Watson is good on both ends. It's not just a guy who was a good defender in place of Aaron Gordon. And the Nuggets need another offensive player. And it's not showing up in Cam Johnson. It's not showing up in Christian Brown a lot. And so maybe he just, in part, obviously, Rudy's doing a really good job. There's no doubt about that. But in the big picture, they don't have anybody to to help create a little bit of room for him because nobody's shooting the 3 well. It boils down to even Jokic bringing the ball up in the first 2 minutes and just losing it. He's not anywhere close to the player that he should be. And so I say maybe he doesn't believe in or has a notion that this team is not going to be good enough because Aaron Gordon's not coming back. Maybe he knows Aaron Gordon. I mean, maybe it was just a 4:00 decision, but Aaron Gordon is worrisome. Last year, going back, in the last couple of games, he had a hamstring injury, and maybe he's just not physically able to do that in the playoffs because he was kind of hanging on by a thread last year. And so this is the worrisome part. Peyton Watson may also return, but his return is not imminent either. So, yeah, this is a big time worry for the Denver Nuggets and not being able to create a little space for Jokic, because I do think it's more than Rudy. It's another guy who's there to get into him mentally, whatever's going on with Jokic, but he just is not right. He's not anywhere close to who he is. Now, maybe
he's stinking it up right now, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's brutal right now.
And maybe Jamal Murray could have a bit of a bounce back game, because he did bounce. Listen, he's shot decently, but in game 1, he shot poorly from 3, and then he bounced back in game 2. He was 0 for 8 in game 1 from 3. Game 2, he was 6 of 14. Game 3, he was 0 for 5 from 3. So maybe he has a bounce back game himself. But the whole team was taken out of that arena in Minnesota. They just they couldn't get it together at all. They needed somebody to step up. In game 1, when they won their game, it was Bruce Brown was that guy. And Bruce was playing fine off the bench. And again, I think they were kind of a wash bench to bench until Ayo Dosunmu picked up the pace and was the guy that they traded for. He was really, really good.
Only 3 guys basically played off the bench for the Timberwolves: Ayo, Nas, and Bones, and I thought they were all pretty solid. Like, Nas didn't really make a huge impression, but Bones hit a couple of threes, and they were both kind of backbreakers, had everybody going crazy with the fluttery hands out there. And then Ayo looks like the fastest man who's ever ran right now. He is such a bolt of lightning anytime, mostly in full court scenarios, but like, he's so quick in the half court as well. And that's what really stuck out to me was the lack of athleticism from Denver last night. It reminded me of a throwback 2012 Spurs. Do you remember this? They won 10 straight games to end the regular season. They swept the Jazz. They swept the Clippers. They won the first 2 games against Oklahoma City. They were on a 20-game win streak. And then OKC was like, wait a second. Those guys are old and slow. We are fast and young. And they just ran them off the court. 4 straight wins for the Thunder. That's what Denver looked like to me. They looked old and slow, like they are at the end of their rope. They have nobody out there who can match any of the Timberwolves starters from an athleticism standpoint. And with Gordon out, with Watson out, those are the only 2 guys who are like plus athletes. Christian Brown is near there, but he would be probably the 6th best athlete on the Timberwolves. And that's a major problem. Everything is a challenge right now for Denver.
Yes, I wonder if they have the opportunity to bring Peyton Watson back for game 4, if that changes the athleticism out there, because there is some rumors that he will be back for game 4, and whether or not Aaron Gordon also comes back, they both need to do something out there totally, because Minnesota was destroying them everywhere. I mean, it wasn't just the fast break points, which they were really good at. 21-7, they won that, but they also doubled Denver's baskets in the paint 34-17. So overall, it was, Dudsville. You didn't even need a great Anthony Edwards game at all. In this one, which is what we all were sort of talking about when we compared the injuries to both sides. Thought, Anthony Edwards has been out or dealing with an injury to end the season. The Nuggets have their own injuries, but Anthony Edwards didn't even need to be that guy. Now he keeps on going back to the locker room or just to the bike to get his knee going multiple times in this game, but he only needed to play 23 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's a bad sign for the Nuggets.
Yep.
That we're going to get a good Ant game 2 pretty soon, I'm sure.
He seems to be getting more and more comfortable, at least dealing with having a knee issue. Because I'm with you. There are times when he still looks bulky and, not the downhill menace that we're used to, but he's understanding how to play with it. And like you're saying, he's due for a big game. He had 17. Julius Randle had 15. If you're the Nuggets and you're saying we're holding their top 2 to 32 points, that's usually a win if they could do anything on the offensive end. And last night it was not happening.
Yeah. So the guy who substituted for Aaron Gordon, Spencer Jones, as good as he played, and I did like how he was dropped by Bones Highland that one time, and he smiled while coming out of it. He's dropped it. He said, well, that was good. And then Bones stepped up to hit a 3. A good replacement as a defensive body, but offensively he doesn't have what they need out of a substitute if Jokic and Murray don't have it going. I mean, at the beginning of the second quarter, we're all watching, as Candace Parker and Dwayne Wade were during the broadcast. Is Jamal Murray going to pick it up here? Because they need somebody, and that's what they did in part in game 1, along with Bruce Brown to get it going in the second quarter. But he wasn't there either. So I wonder what Denver is able to do in game 4. which is that a Saturday?
Good. Probably. We got 4 games on Saturday, right?
So it must be.
Yeah, Denver. That's the late game on Saturday. Denver, 8:30 p.m.
All right.
Yeah, game start at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Another full day of hoops for the boys.
Yes. So I wonder, again, if there's going to be some replacements. They need replacements. They need Aaron Gordon and or Peyton Watson. At least one.
Okay, but let's assume they can't play.
Yeah.
Who is it then?
To start?
Well, to do something. Yeah, like who else can actually do something? Because I'm with you. Spencer Jones was given a good effort on the defensive end.
He was good on Randall.
You can't count on him to be a scorer.
No.
I don't think. Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah.
The series has started.
Yeah.
Come and do something. He had 6 shot attempts last night.
Yeah, that's when I was thinking about Michael Porter Jr. That guy would at least fire it up over Cam Johnson. Yeah, who is it going to be? There isn't really a great substitute. If it's not Cam or Christian Brown, I think you start the same thing that you just started and just hope that Jokic is way better or Jamal Murray is way better. And as I said, Jamal could easily turn it around. Jokic is the big question. Everybody looking at his 3-point percentages since the All-Star game, and he hasn't been good in general the whole time. But I know that guy's way better than what he's playing.
Yes,
so
he is.
We shall see. Yeah, they don't really have an answer.
How about the play where Jokic elbowed Dante DiVincenzo in the face, went to the review.
Yeah.
Foul on DiVincenzo.
I liked it.
I kind of think it was the right call, actually. He was all up in him, for sure, and was a natural shooting motion, it looked like, from Jokic. But that's a weird call to get hit in the face, and they're like, foul on you.
Yeah. I liked how that call was overturned because the guy got hit hard, but he was right up in Jokic's space. Jokic should be able to shoot the ball. It's way different, I think, than the call in the OKC series where Alex Caruso was in Devin Booker's face. Devin Booker's elbow was in Alex Caruso's face, but it was debatable if Caruso was actually in Devin Booker's space. And I know everyone's thinking, OKC gets every single call. I think that one is kind of a 50-50 in terms of where he is. This one, I like how they overturned a guy getting hit in the face. I think that was a respectable call. That was definitely one of my first random notes. Good jobs, ref, to do that. Because that was a Scottie Foster.
A Scottie?
A Scottie call.
Okay, Scottie.
But you did good overturning that. Any other random notes?
That was my rando.
I will say Scott Foster. Actually, maybe that first one wasn't Scott Foster. Either way, this one from Scott Foster where he called a charge on the Wolves in the third quarter. And this Minnesota Timberwolves fan in row number 1 was so mad. You could see her clearly in the close-up. I think she's drinking a screwdriver because it's an orange beverage. And you could clearly see her say, that it's really hard bleeping 2 words with 1 word in between, but she said that. I guess I bleeped all 3 the first time I said it because Anyway, she was so angry. It was so great. It was so good. But I think it was the right call.
Nighttime screwdriver. What do you think, JD? Is this like similar regulations as a Caesar?
Wow,
what a question.
Wow. Okay,
I mean, orange juice after 5 o'clock is crazy.
It sounds crazy, but I will allow it.
Okay.
I will allow it. The vodka is a nighttime. I mean, but the vodka's in a Caesar, but I'll allow it. Mimosa after 5 p.m., I'm not into it.
Yeah.
But this vodka
Screwdriver, though, fine.
Screwdriver,
okay.
I think it's fine. It's fine. Vitamin C, 24 hours a day is a good thing.
Somebody's got to ask her. And interview her strictly about the screwdriver. Because I'm 99% sure it was a screwdriver. You're drinking in a little plastic cup, and it's an orange beverage. What else is it going to be?
Yeah, mimosa is the only other suggestion, or just a straight up glass of orange juice.
Yeah. Aperol Spritz is an orange cocktail.
Much more orange.
Yeah.
It's a yellowish sort of tint to an orange juice, I believe.
Yeah, mangoes are hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
People are talking.
And
Mango daiquiri.
Yeah, exactly. There's a possibility. All right, final game here. The Toronto Raptors beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. What a win. Feels like it's been as long as the Pistons for a home win. It's only been 4 years for the Toronto Raptors, but a wild fourth quarter, Trey, where they ended that game 43-23 in the fourth quarter. Is that where you want to start in this one?
I mean, that was the first thing I wrote down because it was the game, right? Like, it was a tight game going into the fourth. It was a tight game even into the first couple of minutes in the fourth quarter, and then the Raptors just completely caught fire. The Cavs went cold. Jamison Battle could not miss. It felt like so. Yeah, I mean, that was the turning point in the game. Obviously, that's why this looks like a blowout, but it was pretty close all the way through. And I think a couple of things we got to shout out is number one, Scottie Barnes was listening to the show yesterday. Skeet said, I need a hot start from Scottie Barnes. He was watching Cade Cunningham. He said, I can't stop thinking about Scottie Barnes. Scottie comes out 10 points, 3 assists in the first quarter, finished with 33 and 11 and was just kind of in control the entire night. That was huge. RJ Barrett, 33, 5 and 5. I thought his activity was really big. I thought the Cavs were also a little disconnected, especially in the first quarter. Like, I think RJ went 3 for 3 from 3 in the first quarter, and it seemed like a miscommunication every single time for him getting open because the Raptors were taking a lot of wide open looks. And then you throw in the defense on Donovan Mitchell, I think was really big in this game as well. He had 15 points on 16 shots, 3 assists to 3 turnovers. Good move by Darko to start Jacoby Walter for Jamal Shed. It meant that either Walter or Barnes was going to be on Donovan Mitchell, and the length seemed to give him some problems.
Yeah, we talked about that going into this one and whether or not Jakob Poeltl would sit for Colin Murray-Boyles because Jakob Poeltl hasn't produced. They start Jacoby Walter, which didn't really matter a lot in the first quarter because he sat 149 into this game with foul trouble, and Jamal Shed came out there and played. But just having another ball handler helped, even just a little bit. It definitely was Scottie Barnes and RJ Barrett pushing the pace. Now, Scottie, I think, had a good game too, but in this one, he had it on both sides. He had lots of juice defensively, and then offensively. It didn't matter how tall you were. He was trying to jump shoot over you, and he was trying to do it within the paint primarily, although, the threes were all right. But it was great to see the Toronto Raptors push who they are continuously in this series. Game 1, it didn't work out. 36 points in the paint, just 18 buckets, while in Game 2 and Game 3 now, 32 buckets in Game 2 in the paint, 30 in Game number 3 to score 60 points in the paint. Led by Scottie Barnes, and as you said, RJ Barrett, his first playoff game at home in Toronto. It came through. He was getting space. His first couple 2 threes, he just kept moving. That's how he got that space. He just was unstoppable in terms of the motor. And I mentioned Colin Murray-Boyles, who didn't start, but essentially played starter minutes.
He played a ton.
Yeah, and I think he outplayed Jared Allen when it comes down to it. Although Jared Allen was fine, it was just watching those two go at each other and just collide over and over. I mean, that straight line drive from Colin Murray-Boyles into the chest of Jared Allen just showed what he was bringing. He was forced into Allen. He forced himself into Allen, I should say, over and over. He forced it over and back, actually, by Jared Allen. He had a big block on Jared Allen late in the third. He's such an interesting player at 6'7", and what he is as a center. Because he sees a guy drive in, and he does the classic center thing. I'm going to create some space by just throwing my body at somebody to get in the way. The guy had mid-range baseline shots. This is freaking 1985. I mean, he was dunking air balls. He was just an interesting guy overall to get them there. We didn't even need an incredible Brandon Ingram game in this one. I thought it was hilarious what Brandon Ingram was doing in the first quarter. I mean, he got hit in the face. He was just plowing into a cameraman because he lost the ball. But he was taking advantage of matchups when it was there, like that spin on Sam Merrill. So he did enough, but it was really led, as you said, by those two first guys. The Barnes and Barrett, the Bees, they were really, really, really key in terms of their motor to get 33 from both of those guys. Hope it carries forward. I still wonder what the motor's going to be like for them on Saturday in Toronto for game number 2. We shall see. Because are you more inclined to say the Atlanta Hawks? Or I guess it is Sunday. My bad. That they're playing Game 4. My total bad.
Take it back.
Are you more inclined to say the Hawks are going to make an upset here?
Yes.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, they're up 2-1.
Yeah, but do the Raps have any potential?
Well, I think Game 4 is really interesting because the Raptors made their adjustments in this game, and I thought Darko pushed basically all the right buttons. Walter Forshed, like we talked about, just gave them a little bit more length on Donovan Mitchell, which was important. I agree. I was a little surprised that CMB didn't start for Pirtle, but probably the best run Pirtle's had so far in this series. Even if he didn't play great, he didn't play bad, which I thought was pretty big. And CMB then had a great game off the bench, tapping Jamison Battle to come in and give some more shooting.
And that was
big for Toronto as well. And then partially because of foul trouble and partially just because it felt like he was out of sorts. Fewest minutes for Brandon Ingram so far in this series. Ball was moving better without him out there. So he's going to be an important part for the Raptors going forward. They need, if he has a good game, they can win that game, certainly. But now it's on the Cavs to figure out how do we scheme up some good shots for Donovan Mitchell? How do we get James Harden back in the flow of things? And most importantly, like, how do we lock back in on the defensive end? Because I thought they kind of, like I said before, they just were disconnected, giving up easy looks to the Raptors, and that gave the Raptors a lot of confidence to play well throughout the game. So I think the Cavs can be a lot better. They played like a regular season game last night, and the Raptors played like their playoff lives were on the line, and you can see which way it tilted. So Cleveland needs to be a lot better. But there are certainly advantages for the Raptors. We talked that the wings would probably be important for the Raps this series. I thought it would be Brandon Ingram as the guy, but there's only so many players that Dean Wade can guard. He's their best perimeter defender out there, so that leaves some opportunities for Barnes. That leaves opportunities for Barrett. There could also be opportunities for Ingram in the future as well if Cleveland's not able to defend with any sort of ferocity.
Well, I think Jalen Tyson had a great game in this one, and so Jalen Tyson, more of him off the bench could happen, just to throw at a bunch of guys. Defensively, he scored, and so Kenny Atkinson played that part well. Obviously, Darko Rajovic played it extremely well to play Jakob Poeltl in general, because it seems like, Jakob Poeltl becoming a little bit like the Golden State centers that they would throw out there for 18 minutes, and that's enough, because it is a lot to ask Colin Murray-Boyles to come play 35 to 40 minutes undersized against centers. So that makes sense. He played 28 minutes in this game, but I think he outplayed Jared Allen, and in part it was because you don't get worn down by starting and playing a bunch of minutes. So that obviously smart. I am a little bit reluctant to say they're going to win this series, even though they came out and did what they did, because it was a miraculous fourth quarter. And I do want to see how they roll into Game 4. But watching those fourth quarter splashes, you can't help but drink the Kool-Aid, man. Drink the Jamison Battle Kool-Aid, drink everything. Because going into that fourth quarter, yes, the Raptors were fighting. And again, they had a lot of that fight earlier in Game 2 of this series. There was a lot of force, and that's what they were demonstrating. And they did that because going to the fourth quarter, even though it was a tie game, they hit 6 fewer threes than the Cavs. It was 12-6 going to that fourth, and then splash, splash, splash. They beat the Cavs 8-2 in threes in the fourth, mainly because Jamison Battle having his playoff game of his young career as an undrafted guy, 4 of 4 from 3. That third one that he stepped into was from 28 feet. This guy who has barely played in this. Did he play in Game 1 and Game 2 at all? I think
he got a spot minutes in one of these two games.
To have his game of his career. Incredible stuff for him and for Darko Rajovic to tap that guy, to provide some space for RJ Barrett, to create some space, I should say, for RJ Barrett and Scottie Barnes, because they don't have Quickly out there still. So Jamison Battle was, he was important in the fourth quarter. That was, he was. That was a
he
top.
Totally was, man.
He was from the beginning of this game to get everything you need all the way to the final buzzer. That's why I'm just a little reluctant to be able to say, they're going to win this series.
You don't think they're going to go 8 for 9 from 3 every fourth quarter? That's crazy.
That was, I don't think they can do it. They needed it from earlier in the game to be able to say, okay, they can beat this Cavs team.
Yeah, I mean, they only took 23 threes on the night. That's a tiny number in 2026, but they hit a lot of them, 14 for 23. Great percentage, but you would like to get up more, especially because you can't count on making 90% of your threes in winning time.
Yeah, it does quickly come back in this game, in the series, just to provide, again, some space. Even if he isn't 100%, just instead of that, the Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter combo. But either way, Jamal Shed came out and played extremely hard. And Jacoby Walter, that's exactly what he was doing. That's why he was getting fouls, and that's why he had to sit in under 2 minutes in this game. But they did enough. So I don't know. Without the space created from three-point shooters earlier in this game going forward, or in each and every game going forward, I don't know if they can do it. So I would play quickly immediately if he's available.
Has there been any sort of news about him returning? Or just shots of him on the bench?
Just shots of him on the bench. But I think everybody keeping it close to the vest. So we shall see if he can come back. Any random notes from this game, Trey?
Who was the guy on the Raptors bench that was wearing like a sequined football jersey?
It was Elijah Martin.
Okay, that's what that was. That was a eye-catching shirt.
Yeah.
From that guy. I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, that was their second round pick who I don't even know what that shirt was. Yeah, I'm totally with you. Like, it was a football jersey.
Yeah, there was a number on it.
Oh yeah, I guess there was. I was just thinking of the front. What was on the front? I mean, it was like 16 things at the same time. It was like this big logo. I couldn't tell what it was. But I like that guy, so I like his shirt.
Also, Scottie Barnes was limping around.
Oh, that was amazing.
Quarter.
That was
what
amazing.
happened there? Because he came back and looked fine after that. But I was like, yeah. You don't want to lose him during a blowout at the end here.
Yeah, it was astonishing to see him hit a shot, go back on defense, and then bring the ball up. He was the point guard. Bring the ball up while he's limping. Go to the bench for, I think it was under a minute or about a minute worth of playing time, and then come back.
Was he cramping?
I don't know. It looked more like a knee thing to me, but I don't know. I have no idea, but he was able to play. So yeah, that's worrisome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he finished it out, so that's good.
Yeah. Other random note. I don't know how much of you this game you consumed, JD, but the volume levels pumping through the speakers not so good for me. And maybe it's just Toronto fans were super loud and overtaking Grady and our friend Brent.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was hard to hear them. And so I just thought, oh man, these fans are for real. Sometimes you get those broadcasts in the playoffs where they just don't get the balance right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch a second of it, so I can't speak to it.
Yeah. I threw you under the.
No, that's fine.
No.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I thought Bones in particular was a little soft-spoken. Yeah.
And, hold on. So was JD the sideline reporter, not our JD?
Yes,
the sideline
JD
reporter.
Dyer.
JD Dyer. Yeah, he was quiet. That's too. True. I was like, literally had to turn up the volume. Is there a sideline reporter volume? I asked myself because we could turn up because I couldn't hear the guy.
Yeah, 100%. There's a volume and there's a person in there. But you're saying, if we could control the mix ourselves.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
In the truck, of course. Yeah, there's a volume, but yeah, I want to be able to do it myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find because they used to mix the games. I don't know if they still do this, but they mix it for surround, right? So sometimes those atmospheres coming through like your TV.
Yes.
Like you have, the left rear, right rear, all of that stuff coming through your stereo mix.
I think you're right.
I don't know though. I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah, it felt that way. Though. Listening. Either way, great to hear Grady and our friend Brent on the broadcast.
I enjoyed all the broadcasts last night.
Oh,
I really like Candace Parker and Dwayne Wade together.
Yes.
I mean, it's like a booth built for me, basically. But they were good. I like Grady and Brent too, and I'm a JD Dyer fan. I'm a big fan of this guy. Did Drake ever show up?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Because they had his like iced out chairs sitting there. I saw Will Liu took a photo behind it.
Oh, okay.
He was on Instagram. I don't remember Drake.
I saw some young kids on those chairs. From what I could see, they looked like young kids. That's all I saw.
They tore down his ice sculpture, eh?
It's down officially?
They tore it down because of safety reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, people were showing up with accelerants trying to burn it,
Okay, well,
So,
fair enough.
I don't know.
You can see why they would maybe not want that happening.
Yeah, I guess.
Burn some ice.
Can't have nice things, guys.
Can't have ice things.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to hear some Canadian on this show. JD said, so they tore down the ice, eh? You threw an A in there.
Oh, yeah, eh?
Yeah, I threw the accent in. There's no need for that. But yeah, I didn't realize that they tore it down.
Yeah.
Well, good to hear that everyone's safe, even though they were lighting it on fire.
But, I thought that was the point, though. Like, get in there, and then you'll see the release date. Or once this thing melts. So, of course, people are going to try to,
What's wrong with burning it?
It's
and
ice.
It's ice.
It's in a parking lot.
Exactly. There's lots of space around there.
Hire security guards. I don't know. What did you think was going to happen? It's a mountain of ice in the middle of the city.
You put something out there that's meant to be melted, people are going to want to melt it.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll get to great news around Wemby's injury, as well as our man Jalen Williams' injury. I don't know why I'm calling him my man, but he is my man. We're close with him.
We saw him that one time at the Cosmopolitan getting food when we were.
We're call.
Close.
Great call. Yeah, in that food court. That was early in his career. We'll get to Bucks coach news, but first, a quick break.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's correct.
Correct.
That is correct. That is totally right. You can turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, like Jaden McDaniels.
Back it up.
The Lakers, the Timberwolves, and the Hawks are now favorites in their series. Mm-hmm. How about that?
The Hawks. That's the surprise of the three.
I was a little surprised as well. Though they do have home court advantage right now.
They sure do.
Certainly the Timberwolves do as well. And the Lakers, I guess we'll see what they do tonight. Against the Rockets, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shots. Don't even miss it. Head to FanDuel.com/podcast to get started. FanDuel player game.
All right, let's get to some good news from OKC, where Jalen Williams has a grade 1 hamstring injury. It's only a grade 1, and he'll be evaluated week to week. So is that good news? I call it good news. What do you think, Trey?
Look, 1 is the lowest grade you can have for a strain. So I do think that this is best case scenario for the Thunder. Of course, it coming along with the news that he will be reevaluated week to week. Not quite as encouraging, but hey, 1 is better than 2 or 3 in this scenario. Yeah. So it makes you think that more than likely, not this series.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Both from a recovery standpoint and from the Thunder can probably win this series before he's even back healthy. Seems likely to me. Though we'll see how Phoenix does playing in Phoenix. But they're going to need him going forward. I think he'll be important for them in playing the Lakers or the Rockets just because they need his size out there on the wing. And it seems realistic that he could at least come back at some point during the next series, and they'll definitely need him further on. So, it's impossible to really know when he's coming back with the week-to-week reevaluation status, but grade 1 is better than anything they could have hoped for.
Considering where they are against the Phoenix Suns, he's not playing in this series. But considering how these playoffs are drawn out a little bit, it is a great sign that he can come back most likely in 2 weeks. Like if they do keep him out for 2 full weeks against either the Lakers or the Rockets. And I do think it bodes well that the Lakers are winning more so than the Rockets. If they have to play the Lakers with a little bit of less size on that side of things than there is against the Houston Rockets, you can hold them out, I think, as long as possible. So, yeah, this is great news, just in general. Multiple weeks, they are going to throw a bunch of bodies at the Suns, not a problem. Mm-hmm. And even against the Lakers, the Rockets, everyone's still going to be picking the Lakers. The Thunder over the Lakers or the Rockets,
definitely.
no matter what.
I think they would still like to see the Rockets pick up some wins here against the Lakers to extend their first round series, which gives Williams a little bit more time to recover.
For sure. Moving on to good news for Victor Wembanyama, who's already traveled to Portland for game number 3. He's questionable for game number 3, but coming into this game, we all wondered, how long is he going to be out for? And the news about his concussion, better than we definitely, some of us anticipated, considering he did some cardio 24 hours into it. So how do you feel about this whole scenario here?
It's also encouraging. I love good injury news. Guys are only hurt for a little, but it gives you some optimism that Victor hasn't been officially ruled out yet for game 3. That's good. And like you said, he's been doing cardio, which means his symptoms haven't worsened, which puts his recovery timeline a little bit closer. So we'll see if he's out there for game 3, but at the very least, it feels like he'll be back for game 4, and they need him because, like we talked about on the show yesterday, it feels more like a toss-up if it's no Wemby versus full-strength Portland. So good that he's traveling, and hopefully he doesn't miss any games, but hopefully he's back for game 4 at the very least.
Yes. Yeah, great that he's in Portland. Although they could be holding something close to the vest about how he recovered from day 1 to day 2. If you want to really get into the weeds, the first 24 hours, there's no setbacks. That they have reported that, but beyond that, they didn't say a thing. So we were well past the 48 hours mark. So on one side, you could see him coming back because he was reportedly all good in the first 24 hours. I just will say that the second 24 hours, they didn't say anything. So there could be some setbacks, but the fact that he's on an airplane traveling to Portland probably means there were no setbacks and that he is all good. And we will see him in Portland in a uniform. I imagine we'll definitely see him in a non-uniform at some point.
You think so?
Yeah, but
tonight?
It could be tonight. All our feelings were, he's not going to play game 3. And that's kind of how I still think it's unlikely that they would just throw him in there. If they win game 3, maybe even hold him back for game 4. I don't know. No, I'm over speculating. No need for that.
He wants to be out there.
He wants to play.
If he's able to play, you should play him.
Yeah, and if he got on a plane, then he definitely wants to play. All right, moving on to other news. The Milwaukee Bucks hired Taylor Jenkins as their next head coach. Something we talked about when they interviewed him most recently. But Trey, how do you feel now that Taylor Jenkins is going to be on the sideline for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Feels like it moved pretty fast. He went from being one of the main guys being interviewed to getting the job, and an interesting decision, I think, from Milwaukee, because Taylor Jenkins, to me, is not like a total rebuild coach, right? He's got a little bit of a track record.
Yeah.
He coached 5 full seasons for the Grizzlies, and then almost another full season. And then they said, we'll cut you. 9 games left. Problems between him and the offensive coordinators and the team just all fell apart. But, we were talking about Bucks versus Bulls earlier this week, and I said I would want a younger guy for the Bulls because they're definitely in rebuild mode. But Taylor Jenkins, he's got a resume, right?
Yeah, so you didn't consider him a rebuild guy.
No, he seems at least like more of a we still want to be competitive coach. So I wonder what that means for the Bucks going forward. Like, Giannis is the big question, but when you look at the rest of the guys on the Bucks, it's mostly vets. They don't have a lot of assets to acquire young guys. They don't have a lot of promising young guys. Ryan Rollins is probably the highest on the list, and that's a guy they found like off the scrap heap, right? So do they still want to be good? They don't have a lot of their picks as well, so it kind of is smart for them to win rather than play for lottery odds. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a little surprising to me that they would go for a guy who isn't fresh to the NBA.
Yeah, you could definitely look at this and say, well, maybe his previous relationship as an assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks is tied to this because he was with the Bucks for a full season with Giannis Antetokounmpo, again, as an assistant, but maybe they're trying to lure Giannis back. That is a possibility because you're right. They don't have a lot of young guys that are good. And what Taylor Jenkins was good at with Memphis was development and being really, really good with those players. And at this point with the Milwaukee Bucks, like you said, it's Ryan Rollins and Ousmane Dieng. There are hopes there for young guys, but Taylor Jenkins is definitely more of an established guy, or maybe it's just the ownership not having anything to do with Giannis, but more so the biggest name who was around. He was, there's other real vets as far as big name goes, coaches out there, I should say, that there are other names, but as far as a more recent coach, Taylor Jenkins is a fairly big name. So maybe the owners just wanted it as big a name as possible.
Yeah, maybe so. He's still young. He's only 41 years old. Young. And as the stream team is mentioning, he can be a rebuild coach. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies were rebuilding when they hired Taylor Jenkins. He didn't have a great record his very first year with them, but slowly but surely built the team up to a competitive team in the Western Conference. They had a spark there for a little bit. It all fell apart for a lot of different reasons. I think mostly player related, but Taylor Jenkins probably plays a part in it as well. The end. At the very least. If the Bucks trade Giannis, they'll get picks back. They will be able to, they'll get picks. Maybe they'll get a young player. They can switch to rebuild mode, and maybe he's fine there.
Yeah. He did a good job of rebuilding the Grizzlies. The other side of it is, though, what is he rebuilding in Milwaukee?
That is a good question.
Yeah. Yes. And so maybe the ownerships are basically saying, we're trading Giannis for picks and for an entire rebuild. Or again, maybe this is to say, hey, Giannis, come on back, my man. You like this guy who's on your bench for a single season? Maybe. I don't know the relationship there.
I'd love to see a photo of them together from their younger days.
Somebody has got that. It's already out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a different time. Taylor Jenkins had hair. Yeah. He was balding.
Yeah, sure.
But there was more hair, and Giannis was there, somewhat close to him.
Good.
In the photo,
they've stood near each other.
Yeah,
good. I'm glad they have a little bit of a relationship.
Yeah, right now. Again, from the Giannis side, if you're actually trying to lure him back, what are they getting in this draft? Is a big key. Can they get their pick bumped up in this draft? Because right now it falls to 10.
Yep.
There's an outside chance that it could get bumped up higher. But there's the whole thing going on with the Atlanta Hawks where they get the better pick of the New Orleans pick or the Milwaukee pick. And so even if Milwaukee does get one, Milwaukee's pick goes to where New Orleans falls, if I'm not mistaken, by draft rules. So, yeah, that could be a 5, 6, 7 or something like that, where their pick falls. But I don't know. I don't know what Taylor Jenkins is all about here. Is it a rebuild, or is it we're going in a different direction and trading at us for picks? I could definitely see that happening. All right, moving on. It's time for a little stat line of the night. It's sponsored by Liam G in Melbourne. Liam said, I don't have anything to promote, but would just like to give a quick shout out to my brother/brudda boy, Tristan. We discovered you together as the starters on YouTube back in 2014 when we were first getting into the NBA, and we have been daily watchers and listeners ever since. Thanks for all the larfs over the years, and keep up the amazing work. Stat line of the night goes to Scottie Barnes.
Scott.
What a performance. 33 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. I said 5 rebounds twice, did I not?
But he did. He did get 5 rebounds. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and 3 of 5 from 3 and 1 banged up knee. I said 5 rebounds twice because I'm looking at his knee right now. That's all I can think about. Was his knee injured? In this photo, we're seeing a knee.
Looks good in that photo.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
It looks like that knee is running fast. We'll see how he bounces back for Sunday. Game 4. Early start on Sunday.
Good boy. Stuffed the stat sheet.
He sure did.
I love it when it's stuffed.
Yeah, he's averaging nearly 27. 3 boards. Yuck. And
he's
7
hooping.
points. Yeah, he's hooping. He's hooping. Yeah, nearly 8 assists. All right, it's time for some rapid fire fun here, as we do on the drop. First question. Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley are making up.
Yes.
You seem excited. As excited as when I told Danielle about this. We always ask our questions. I said, did you hear Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan are making up? She said, well, they're fighting?
What? She didn't know?
She didn't know.
Jeez.
According to Barkley, the two will be spending a couple days golfing together at MJ's course over the next few months. And the two's reconnection was established by former baseball player Vince Coleman. What? That's what happened. Cool. That's what Barkley said. What's a relationship you would like to see rekindled, Trey?
Justin and Brittany.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Justin's fallen on hard times. Hasn't been great for him since the World Tour, since he jeopardized the World Tour.
I don't think Brittany's doing that well either.
She's not.
They were on top of the world when they were together, weren't they, JD?
They were.
Yep.
I'm with you.
I think that one ended poorly as well. From what I can tell from the Brittany book, what people have relayed to me, Justin maybe not the best guy. I don't know if that's great. Brittany is. Justin is married as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He is with Jessica Biel still to this day. But
Right.
I would at least like that. Look, Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley aren't getting married. Yeah, they're just being friends again.
Yeah.
Justin and Brittany could be friends.
I think they could be friends. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Get over it. Put it in the past. Justin, apologize.
Yeah, Brittany is committed to a rehab, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Yes.
She's on the mend.
Child
She's on the
stars.
mend.
Yep.
Yeah.
They need each other.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Okay, Jay.
a good
who,
one.
JD, who else do you think needs to be rekindled?
I mean, I'd like the Coen brothers to get back together. They stopped working together. I think it's amicable. There's no real drama there, but they haven't made a movie since the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That was, I think, in 2018. Since then, Joel has released The Tragedy of Macbeth, which was actually pretty good. But, the production has slowed down. They're older guys. Mm-hmm. Ethan, he's made some real stinkers in my mind. A lot of sizzle, no steak. So, yeah, Coen brothers. Like, we're talking about prolific directing team who's made some of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just, get back together, guys. Whatever's going on between the two of you, bury the hatchet. Let's get some movies going again. That's all.
I agree with you. They're maybe my favorite directors because I look at the movies that they've made. I'm like, I love this movie. I love this movie. I love this movie.
Banger after banger after banger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Squash the beef. You're literal brothers.
Exactly.
What's going on there?
You're just looking for the best out of old people recently, I would say, JD.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you said old actors are better voice actors than young actors.
I did say that.
And the Coen bros got to get back.
I don't want anything to end. That's the thing. Like they're basically retirement age. They could just be retiring. So,
Also true, yeah.
so there's that.
Yeah, I'm zagging here. The relationship I want rekindled is my relationship with the lawnmower. I want to get back on the grass. I don't have to mow my lawn. Our community's got landscapers doing their thing. It happens quite often down in Georgia. No, I mean,
hey, you can cut my grass anytime you want.
Nah, I don't want that.
You don't want that heat?
A lot of uphill. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
that's work.
That's bad.
But people quite often hire landscapers down here, and I do miss it. It forces some physical activity, forces you to get out there. But specifically, I want an electric lawnmower. Because number one, I want to see how great they do out there. I'm kind of done with the smell of gas.
Yeah.
In my life, I used to love it.
I have one. You can use it.
Done with the smell of gas. Are you a Ryobi man?
I'm a Ryobi man.
Me too.
Through.
Yeah. I thought so. You let me borrow that tiny chainsaw.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
I use that too.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice little chainsaw. My Ryobi lawnmower review would be less powerful
Exactly.
than a gas-powered one.
Yes.
For sure. But my yard is small, so it just bzz, 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 all good.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I do read the reviews, and it says, okay, if you're not mowing anything big, if you don't have a
big mower.
farmland, then you're good. But yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I want to see how it all works. Second one here. a fun one. Before their play-in game versus Charlotte, Magic coach Jamal Mosley showed his team a video of Magic players' highlights from the NCAA tournament in do-or-die situations. So their players and how they did back in the day. What's something from the past that gets you pumped up?
The song Never Scared by Bone Crusher. It's got like the chorus is like, we're never scared, we're never scared. It makes me want to fight somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a problem because they play it before my fourth graders' basketball games. I'm like, well, this was a hype up song for me in college, but now that we're old, this is just like an oldie. We can play Never Scared before fourth and fifth graders go out and play basketball against each other. I'm like, yeah, Ada. Get out there, crush some bones. Atlanta youth basketball is just very funny. Very, very funny. Very serious.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Who's making that choice? Is it like the league or is it a team?
Don't know. Good question. But whoever it is somebody like in my same generation for sure. It's like, oh yeah, this is a song to get the kids fired up.
Does Ada like it?
I don't think she's noticed. I'm not totally sure. I don't think she's added it to her playlist. 6767 Skibbity, which I believe is the title of the playlist.
Oh yeah. Do they pick that as any of the songs?
These kids' playlists are insane, man.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be like a symphonic rendition of Seven Nation Army followed by 2/3 of the Hamilton soundtrack.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, any song they like. These are not themed at all. The theme is, I like that song. I'll slip Bone Crusher in there, though.
Yeah.
See if they notice.
JD, what do you got for something that pumps you up?
Oh, the theme from Magnum P.I. gets me going.
Good one.
Mike Post. This guy, the composer of that song.
Okay.
Almost like just a murderer's row of TV show themes. A-Team. Law and Order.
Man, you love old guys.
I do. I'm all about the old guys this week. Hill Street Blues, Rockford Files, NYPD Blue.
Jeez.
Quantum Leap, LA Law, Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking. That one has lyrics. It's awesome. Mike Post.
Well done.
This guy is great.
You wrote like 10 iconic themes, you're telling me?
Yeah.
That's like a specialty. Like being a jingle writer that. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
It pays so
What's your
well.
show about?
You write a 30-second theme and then you just sit back and the checks roll in. Well, at least that's how it used to work.
Yeah, what happens now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a great
If
question.
you make a hit for, essentially anything. I mean, TV shows aren't the same, but what if you make one for some, I don't know.
Well, as soon as 10 years ago, I used to be a music editor for TV shows, and we would have to do cue sheets for every second of music, because they would get paid for it through ASCAP and SOCAN. So if it aired, they would get a share of the revenue of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So they still must get paid.
I think that it still works that way. I would like to think. I know there was a dispute over digital way back.
Yeah.
But
it can't be as much.
I don't think it's as lucrative as it used to be, but it's still lucrative.
Okay, well, the thing that gets me pumped up is I got away from the old songs. Because, listen, nobody wants to hear my songs. And because I was going third, I changed it up. Because I did get pumped watching a Lee Ellis video recently that always, it's a different pump up. It gets me laughing more so than anything. I had a hidden camera. I think I was one who filmed Lee Ellis as Fat Bastard.
Yes.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When he's sitting and having lunch in all the makeup that he was required to wear. So it doesn't look like Lee Ellis, but he's just eating soup. And it's just funny him eating soup as fat bastard.
Oh, it's funny.
Just scooping it into his mouth. And then he was also practicing or watching old Fat Bastard clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's scooping that soup in there, and then he laughs, takes off his headphones. He says, "I got a crapper that could choke a donkey." And he gets up and is laughing to himself. Oh, man. It's all good. It's just good. And it gets me going in a different way, but very funny.
That's pretty funny.
It is funny. All right. Third one here. In Phoenix OKC's Game 2, there was some serious neck snapping going on both sides. First, Dylan Brooks snapped his neck and drew a foul. Then, Chet Holmgren did it. Drew a foul himself. When's the last time your neck snapped? Trey.
Okay, my original answer was yesterday on the show when you guys told me that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are dating. Unbelievable to me.
Yeah, that of course, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and like, you know what? Obama and Britney Spears went to Coachella together. Doesn't make any sense. But then I got my neck snapped during this show when I looked over at Tass wearing his beautiful new shirt, and I realized he's got nothing on underneath. If you look deeply, you might be able to spot a nipple.
Yeah, that's the worrisome
so
part.
I had to take a quick look there in the B block.
Yeah, that's why I only wear this shirt in Vegas. I did wear you always notice shirts, Trey, and
I'm a shirt noticer.
You calling it new is a surprise to me.
I'm sorry I hadn't updated my dossiers, but
I wore it once. But yeah,
that's a good shirt.
It's good because it's hot actually.
It's hot.
Yeah, even though there's 1,000 holes in it.
No, it's ventilated.
It's hot.
Are you wearing that because of your pits from the other day? To get a little extra ventilation?
Yeah, a little 25% chance. I'm still sweating like a madman.
Yeah, no pit stains, though, I don't think.
I don't know.
No,
it's impossible to tell.
It's impossible to
yeah,
tell.
Exactly.
I didn't have another option.
Yeah, keep it in the rotation, man. That's good. Good shirt.
That's not bad. What do you got, JD?
I mean, I didn't really understand the question, I'll be honest.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it is a weird one.
Yeah.
I came up with these this week. I didn't know what to call it, a neck snapper or a head snapper. Like, you know, like whiplash or something. Like you can tell the story of whiplash or something.
Well, I mean, I went to get a massage, and I think you went to the same guy one time to get a massage.
Oh, okay. Dude, tell me more. I don't remember.
And I guess he worked as a chiropractor, and I was getting a massage, and all of a sudden he took my neck and snapped it.
Oh, baby.
And you said that, I think you said that he did the same thing to you.
So we're talking in Canada.
No, here in the U.S. And I remember you going, I got a massage from that guy, but he gave me an adjustment, and I didn't like that. Am I dreaming?
I'm thinking of a chiropractor in Canada that snapped my neck.
Yeah.
Which guy? Where?
I don't want to say his name.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe you're not allowed to do that.
So you got a full massage, and then at the end you just get a
Yeah, I don't like getting massages, and Rachel recommended this guy. He's like, no, this guy's good. You'll like him. So I went. Okay. And then he was just, doing the massage sort of thing, and then he just sort of went to my neck.
Did he warn you that's what he was about to do? Wow.
No. I liked it, but...
It's a risky thing to just throw in at the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was in the middle of it.
And
I don't know.
And he's a masseuse?
I think he was a chiropractor, too, but I was there to get a massage.
I've been working on this.
But anyways.
I don't remember this guy.
Yeah.
You could say his name.
His name was Morgan.
Morgan. I would remember someone by the name of Morgan. Why can't I remember this?
I don't know.
Listen,
we're talking like 10 years ago when we first got here.
Oof. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to go back in the emails.
The archives.
I don't know. But anyways, that was the last time my neck was snapped.
Literal snap. Yeah.
Listen, you're allowed to say people's names.
I know, but...
Because this is not an ad, even.
I mean,
that's just a free...
Just a guy.
That would be free advertising for Morgan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But what if he was getting in trouble? Maybe he's not a chiropractor.
Yeah, it turns out that was frowned upon.
Oh.
He left Atlanta. I know that.
Oh, then you could definitely say his name.
Under a cloud of scandal? Or
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Morgan's.
I could use my neck snapped, actually.
Yeah. We all could.
I have a chiropractor. I went to a chiropractor and I was like, okay, this is awesome. I can't wait. I'm gonna get cracked and turned into a pretzel, and it's gonna feel awesome. Mm-hmm. She's like, didn't do any of that shit. She's like, yeah, I don't do that. Like, what? Why am I here then?
I'm not a pretzel style
chiropractor. It's like that's bullshit. She said. I'm like, okay.
But you went through with the visit.
Well, I was there,
and
I'm on the table, and I was like, okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. And then she just lightly sort of like, maneuvering me around and stuff. But I'm like, come on, just fucking wrench it. Like, break my neck, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. It's like I want the satisfaction of cracking your knuckles.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I agree with her. The chiropractor and that whole field.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's a crack here and a crack there. It's not. Is it really solving any of your problems?
Probably
It's
not.
It's
I know. I haven't been in years because of that. But
which part? Because of what?
well, my doctor told me chiropractor. It's kind of like whatever. It's not real,
Yeah, exactly.
right? I'm
It's
like,
quick relief.
okay, I guess. But then you just have problems. You go and you're like, okay. But then when I have a chiropractor tell me. This is all bullshit. I'm like, okay.
Sounds like
you know
bullshit.
what? Maybe I'll save my money and just sit in the cold plunge at Lifetime.
I had totally forgotten about the times I've seen a chiropractor, so that wasn't my answer. But I did have one. I think his last name was Kishimoto. Back in the Toronto area. Oh man, I knew of. I think I'm trying to think of whether or not he
We
was.
gotta dox every chiropractor out there.
No, it's not negative. This isn't a negative review at all. I'm trying to think if he was like a friend of a friend. Either way, he would absolutely yell every time he cracked my neck or whatever.
Oh,
You could hear it as soon as you walked into the lobby of this place.
okay.
You could hear him yell whenever he was cracking whatever part of whoever. You could hear it like ha! And then as you lay down, like every time you crack your neck or whatever, he would, feel it out. Does his little whatever he does.
Yeah.
And then doesn't no warning, just a ha! Goes freaking loud.
It's good though if he does that because sometimes a fart squeaks out and it's embarrassing.
Cover.
It's covered.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he does it.
He's doing it for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
My weird answer is just as weird as all this chiropractor talk. My neck snapped when Danielle tried to touch my tools. Not my tools on my body, but my actual tools this week. Because I think I've said the word spigot 16,000 times this week as I've tried to repair my spigot and I'm having some serious trouble. And then so I've got all my tools set aside and she went to go touch it. My neck snapped. I said, don't touch that. I put a lot of work into not being able to fix my spigot. Has that happened to you, Trey, as you get...
Has this happened to you? Your spigot problems?
No, not the spigot problems, but just being unable to fix something in your house. Because I've been devoting yourself to the task and still not being able to do it. It's happening a lot recently.
Yeah, like any household repair, I want to watch a YouTube video and try and fix it myself first.
Right.
And I fail most of the time.
Same.
But it's worth trying.
I think so too.
That counts, yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought of you when I was up trying to fix the rail on my garage opener. The rail's got the chain in it. So I know we shared some oil to lube our garages.
We've shared some oil for
that
sure.
kind of lube. And I was up there and I didn't fix it. And it's hard taking apart a rail.
There's a lot of pieces to that thing. Yeah.
I sucked at it. I just thought I can do it physically. Physically, I think I get what's up there. So I thought I could do it, but I sucked. Anyway, cool story, bro.
Good story. Sorry about your spigot. So you're having problems. You're having problems watering outside.
Yeah. As a Canadian who never put a foam home thingy-majig, like a foam cover on a spigot on a hose over the winter, never did that. I thought that's not a problem here in the South. And then we got some cold spills here.
Cold in quotation marks.
Cold for here, yeah.
Yeah, but below zero for a week.
Sure.
It's cold around here.
Wrap your pipes.
Overnight. So I didn't wrap that pipe. And now my spigot does not work. Can't turn it.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't open it. So
It's sprinkler season coming soon too.
oh yeah.
Good luck.
Coming soon.
Yeah, I mean you could be sprinkling tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not you.
A month ago. Not me.
No offense, man.
No, I go to my neighbors and I say, hey, can I borrow your sprinklers?
Let me run a hose over here.
Yeah. What do you think? And they say, fix it. Fix it yourself, bud. You got a hose?
All right, well, weigh in on this. Laura hates it when we're doing yard work and I start carrying the hose and singing "I Got Hose." Good or bad?
How could you not?
How could you not? How could you not?
You have to.
Okay, 2 thumbs up. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, because when were we debating the best Ludacris songs earlier this season?
Yeah,
and then I heard it come onto my playlist, and I said we didn't even mention that as a top 5.
That's true. Area codes 312-618.
Exactly. It's a good hit because it's Nate Dogg as well, right?
Oh yeah, Nate Dogg on the hook.
Nate Dogg was the guy.
Yeah,
I mean it's more of a Nate Dogg song, I would say.
He's the star, for sure. Yeah.
So that's why we didn't name it, I guess. But I disagree with Laura.
No offense.
Sing it.
No offense.
No offense.
No offense.
No offense.
I still say it. Yeah. No offense.
I mean, if your neighbor, I guess I would be offended if you were just yelling it in the neighborhood and other people heard it.
Well, I got bad news for you, Tess.
Yeah, why would you be offended by that?
It's an Atlanta rap classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would I be
Man's
offended?
carrying a hose.
I'm clearly saying HOSE.
Yeah.
You can tell in the way I'm saying it.
All right, we'll be back on Monday. With,
Yeah, we will.
With some hose stories, perhaps. I don't know. Like garden hose stories.
Okay.
Don't want to offend anybody.
Well, I mean,
We just offended every chiropractor that listens to the show.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't find that offensive at all. I found that less offensive than the hose talk. Chiropractor. The chiropractor themselves told you it's worthless. It's a worthless
that is
trade.
crazy. Yeah.
One chiropractor has said this.
Yeah. But other people have, and that's why I said I feel the same.
Hey.
I feel the same. It's just kind of it's an instant relief. But it's not even. It's just like for 5 seconds.
It does feel good. It
does,
feels good. We'll give them that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back Monday to review everything that happened this weekend. But until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, when it comes to modern day chiropractic, cracks are out, maneuvers are in. It's all about the maneuvers now, is what it sounds like.
Modern day maneuvers.
Modern day maneuvers.
I agree. Embrace the weekend, people.